giant jewfish. Yes, mate! Oh, on the shark trace too. That's a meter Jewy, man. Yes, that's a... G'day everyone, here we are on the beautiful beach. The goal for today is I've got my brand new Aeroo Pro. So for the start of our rig, I've got some 80-pound Black Magic trace. What we're going to do is we've got 3 8.0 Gamakatsu circles. I'll show you those there. Big beefy hook. We're going to snell them all onto our rig and hopefully have a really good hookup ratio on our mullet. So I'll do that really quickly. So we've got our 3 hooks set up. We've got one which will go through the tail, one which will go through the middle, and one which will go through the eye. Now what we do is we'll go up a little bit, tie our dropper for our float, and then we'll do the drone drop, tie it onto the rod, and then we should be set. Alright, so I've got everything rigged up. We've got our extra long leader. What we're going to do is rig one hook through the front, one through the back, and one through the tail. 1, 2, and 3. So that is our rig. Big juicy fresh mullet. We'll drone this guy out once we move down the beach a little bit more. Normally what I'd do is I'd have the rod positioned a little bit further back, but at this beach we don't really have that liberty as it's so flat. So we've got it up on the highest point. I've got the line just pressed into the sand here, and then I'll just hold that as it goes up, and then all we've got to do is fly out, drop our bait, and then come back in. Up we fly. Now I just like to go up rather slow just to prevent swinging, because swinging can mess your drone up. But if we just do that, maintain the height, then I'll just flick the bail on the reel, set the drag really low, and fly out. It's just up with the drone. Ben called out saying that we got hammered. Apparently it was feeling tons of drag. Come down to it. Yeah, it was a shark too. He's taken half of our hooks, or most of our hooks. Damn it! Rightio, we just got bitten off there. We've made some adjustments. We put on a couple extra rubber bands and a ball sinker just above our bait. So I'm just going to drop it out. That last drop was at 260, so we'll do that again. And hopefully we don't get bitten off by a shark. If we do, I've got no choice but to send out the shark trace. Up she goes. Very big run. It's been in the water for maybe 5 minutes. It's going to max out this drag a bit. Yep, he's still got it. Get back up onto the dry stuff and set hooks. Alright. Is he on it? He dropped bait. So that's it here, guys. Didn't end up catching any fish, but I'll do a quick run through of like in depth of everything I do for drone fishing. And yeah, so rig weights, everything, which I'll explain right now. G'day everyone, I thought I'd run you through how I rig my rigs for the Aeroo Pro with big grappling sinkers, smaller stuff for things like snapper, and I've got my shark rigs too. I'm going to weigh it all and show you how much bait you can actually pack onto these drones. One thing that I've done a lot with my drone is shark fishing, as that's one of my favorites. I just find it's really easy off the beach, being able to carry the bait a few hundred meters with a big sinker like this and getting it to anchor out the back of the surf. I run a regular rig for my actual trace. I got a little bit of steel, a 16-0 hook. This drone has a massive 1 kilogram payload. So far what I've done is I've taken out big sinkers like this with a balloon attached as a an anchored shark rig. So something I've found really useful off the beach for my shark rigs is what I do is I run a balloon, which the drone I've found carries out really easily. Depending on the depth I'm fishing will determine how much I run it up and down the line. And then I like to have my bait suspending about mid-column. And then what I do is, again, depending on the depth, I run a big sinker like this claw. It's a 180 gram claw. And generally I run about 4 or 5 meters of trace, tying off the back of the actual hook. So once I've got my bait loaded on there, it'll be coming off the front, which I'll show you guys very soon. And I'll just sit this here. And when the shark comes along, that doesn't interfere at all. cuts right off, and then we've got this beautiful suspended shark trace, which I've found just holds really well in the water, and it just seems to be the best way to keep a bait out in the surf for longer. So for my actual fish drone rig, for which can be used for things like snapper, jewfish, actual dewfish, you can get stingrays, little sharks, anything that swims by will eat this. I like to run 110 gram star sinker. Again, it just plants in the sand really well. And I've got a little under a meter of trace to my first hook, which is one of those 6.0 circle hooks, where I run half a squid head. I caught these squid off the boat the other day, which I'll roll the footage of now. There we go, first cast, guys. First cast, got herself a squid. Just shows we've been in the wrong location. I didn't even think this was one. This will be one of my first squid on a jig. Off he goes, sending a bit of ink out. That, I dare say, is one of my biggest squid. Wow. Oh, it's so pretty. My God, that's pretty as. So this was actually my PB squid, which I was very proud of. I run half the head of that, and then I get the tentacles from that side of the head and hook them 6 or 7 times on this circle. I find that if the fish are a little bit finicky and don't want to eat the bigger baits, they come for stuff like this more often than not. And then if I wind this in here, you guys will see just how long this rig is. Boom. So that's about a 7-8 meter trace, and then I run that to a swivel, which is actually what I attach my drone off of. What I'll do is I'll have a small bit of line that comes off the bottom side of this swivel here with a little loop on the end of it, and that's what I attach my drone to. I've found that's the best way to have zero tangles. As for setup on this drone, it's really easy. All you have to do is have your landing pad set up, click yourself your battery in, remove the gimbal case, which I've already done. It's a little plastic that goes over the drone, and yeah, that's it. Then you connect it to your controller and send out. As for the controller, again, really easy. You just plug it into your phone like so with one of the provided cables and stick it in. So then you set up your antennas and pretty much just fly off. So for my shark rig, as I explained before, I run this breakaway off the side. Obviously that normally will be a lot longer, but for video purpose, I've just got it sitting about that. Down here I actually have had a fair bit of success with squid. So I've got a whole hood, which is what I'll generally take out on the balloons. Other things that work are little tommies, salmon, fillets, heads, anything really. I've just had a fair bit of success on squid. So that's generally what I'll do, is I'll run my balloon rig with a bit of squid, and then I'll run something on the bottom like a salmon. Full rig on the scale here registers at just under a kilo. I'll show you what's on screen now. But that's like the squid. The biggest bait I've ran on this is like half a 70 centimeter salmon, which is a very large bait. And that was a thick salmon too. But as you can see, that's a very big bait, and I ran that with a bigger claw sinker than what I have jammed into this squid here. And the drone carried it no problems. That was with a balloon on it as well. I found it just carries baits really well. Something I love about the Aeroo Pro is the fact that, specifically when I'm shark fishing, if I was to drop my bait out really far and it's in the waves, you've got to sort of wind your sinker into the ground. So what you can do, you can press the return to home function on your controller, and you don't have to worry about the drone. It just comes back and lands right in front of you. When I first got my drone, I couldn't actually put this helipad into its case. All you got to do is just twist it, and it goes straight back to its original form. That's it for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. This has been how I drone fish, what I do off the beach. Down here shark fishing at the moment, a few days later, and we've had some luck. So there should be another video coming soon. And thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to like the video, and there's a link to Aeroo drones in the comments for you to buy one yourself.